education front.
If I may interject, I hope that through my appointment to this commission, I can share a little bit of what I've learned during these past 15 years working with Latino kids in Colombia and also in Latin America. And what I've learned is that there is no better and fastest investment than investing on our kids, especially when they're very, very little. It is proven, and it is not only my belief, but it is proven, and there's some scientific support to this, that when we invest in children in their first 6 years of their lives, when their brains are developing and their cognitive skills and their motor and social skills are developing, then we are guaranteeing that this kid will have a successful and a productive life when he or she becomes an adult. So it is very, very important, and I'm going to insist on this particular topic during our meetings in this commission, because I am convinced that early childhood development strategies and promoting those strategies and initiatives is the way to ensure that our kids, our Latino kids especially, will stick to their secondary education. They will be more successful. They will perform better, not only in high school, but they will also make it through college. One of the reasons why our Latino kids are dropping out of school and few make it through college is that most of them didn't receive access to early childhood development programs. So we should insist on that. We should insist on creating more of those programs, on opening more ECD centers to which our Latino kids have access to. And this is going to be one of the recurrent subjects that I'm going to insist on while I'm here with you guys. And so that's something of what I wanted to share briefly with you today.
Great. Thank you. And what I want to do, I know with Adrian, there's the question of how New Mexico can move in this direction, but I'd love to hear Mo and Shakira both talk, because I think both of you have had success in getting folks who weren't funding it to fund it. And so I'd love to kind of hear both of you talk about what you've done internationally to kind of get other countries to step up, to put the dollars down and to make it happen. And Mo, kind of what you're doing in Florida. But I'd love to hear both of you talk about how you made it happen.
Well, part of what we did in Miami-Dade was pass a voter referendum that creates a base of funding, which citizens voted to tax their property to create a pool of funding that we can invest not only for early care and education programs, but across the board for all children 0 to 18. In terms of child care specifically, and we know fewer than half of Latino children are participating in early learning environments, that getting them there prepares them for school, makes them readier for school. We have invested in a quality rating and improvement system which incentivizes child care to look at their learning environment, look at teacher qualifications, look at child-teacher ratios, look at curriculum that builds literacy, perform early screening of children to identify learning disabilities or developmental delays, and then make the proper referrals for treatment. We believe that parent involvement needs to start very, very early, that parents are children's first teachers, and that teaching immigrants, Latinos, how they can help their children learn and be better prepared for school is key. And so building those skills among our parents. And
let me interrupt you for a second, Mo. I'm curious, the first time you guys put this onto the ballot and had to kind of convince the public that, when we know this is such a difficult thing to do, that to convince them that they should be taxing themselves to kind of specifically at some of these early learning pieces, how did you do that? What led to success to make, what was the campaign behind that idea?
I think a number of factors. Clearly, we had leadership on our political action committee. David Lawrence, very clearly, someone well respected, a former publisher and editor of our local newspaper, who and others who came from a position of integrity and spoke to the importance of this issue and to the importance of ensuring that the funding was going to be used in a way that was transparent, that would stand public scrutiny, and then laying out very specifically how we were going to invest the money. And we did that by going to community. We had over 28 public hearings in all of the communities within Dade County. We asked parents what they wanted, what they needed. We asked them what they thought the issues were, what the problems were, and we came back to them with this is what we will fund, this is what we hope to fund, which also included considerable input from opinion leaders and folks in the field of child and family issues. The issue was depoliticized. The board which administers our funds are folks who are involved in policy for children and families, but we are making decisions based on what's best for children, what is in the best interest of the community, and while there are political appointments to our board, the majority of our members are folks who have children as their primary interest.
Thanks. And I wanted to go back to Shakira again, because I know you've had success kind of working with some of the different Latin American countries to kind of help get this put into place. And I was curious about what you all did in some of those kind of conversations.
I'm just coming from Brazil, where we signed an agreement with the Brazilian government and a foundation of which I'm a part of, ALAS, which promotes initiatives directed towards this sector of the population, children between 0 to 6 years old. And we agreed on building and creating 100 new centers for early childhood development. And it is my belief, but it is also demonstrated that if we provide early childhood development strategies and initiatives to Latino children, it would take much less than a decade to reap the benefits of this kind of investment. When I was saying before that, I was mentioning that investing in education is one of the fastest investments in generating returns to the state. I say it based on the premise that it's been proven that per every dollar that is invested on a child's education during his or her first years of life, this same child, when he or she becomes an adult, is going to give $17 back to the state. So it is it's a good deal for all of us. It's a good deal for the children, for them to unlock their potentials and talents and grow as dignified individuals and live productive lives. But it is also a good deal for governments, good deal for all of us, and it shouldn't be overlooked. So in our last encounter, Juan, and also I had the opportunity to previously discuss this with the president. We mentioned the possibility about perhaps planning on creating an ECD summit, an Early Childhood Development Summit. I still believe in this idea. I think we can We can work together to make it happen. A summit that brings together people in government, but also academics, people in the economic front, the private sector, business leaders. I think it's very important that the civil society mobilizes around the urgency of investing in early childhood development strategies. And a summit like this, I think, could bring the attention of so many people around the world and people within the United States towards this very important issue. And I think it's a good start. So I know that the President is currently instituting programs and more programs for ECD centers, but I believe that now that we are going to be the voice of so many Latino kids, well, you already have been the voice of them for so long, for some time, we can double the bet. We can make it more of a priority.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we've hit about time, but I just wanted to we'll continue the conversation in the morning, but I'd love Adrian just to give us a quick minute or two on kind of where things are in New Mexico, which is trying to get it done.
Real quickly, I appreciate Shakira's and Modesto's emphasis on early childhood. The beautiful thing about the science of early childhood development